Hey, good to see you again. The factory sent over the parts that were looking good on the rig. They're being fitted as we speak. Have a look at the report.
Yes, hello everyone and welcome to another episode in my F1 2017 career mode here. As you can see there, we've got a new ICE efficiency part fitted. But without further ado, let's get into practice.
Here we are at the fascinating Sochi Autodrome in Russia for what is expected to be a compelling race weekend. Well, it all begins today with practice.
Now, this Grand Prix weekend was the first weekend that I'm running an actual setup. So hopefully you can see the differences. I got the setup from a web. I think I got it from the Cody's forums. I think someone put them on there. Just as you see there, just going through the practice programs, coming to the end of them all now. Fuel saving went well. That was tyre actually. I always get them confused because they have the same bar. I always get them confused. Like I always look at the bar in the middle at the top of the screen, but then I see on the right that it says tyre wear instead of fuel usage. So I'm all over the place. But here we are now coming round to do our qualifying pace program, doing that quite comfortably there, and coming to the end of our race strategy program now. We see it start to rain, but without further ado, as I finish that, let's get into qualifying.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia.
So here we are then, starting our mini runs in qualifying. I'm only going to show you the beginning of it and then the end of it, so I'll just get through it quicker. So here we are now starting our first lap, and this is probably the end of our third lap probably. And coming to the end of the lap now, I don't know where this puts us. At the minute it put us in P6.
As we wind down from the excitement of qualifying, here's a look at your top three. Raikkonen, Hamilton and Sebastian Vettel. It's time to leave for now, but we'll be back tomorrow when the Grand Prix itself gets underway.
So those laps put us in P16 then, obviously getting better, you know, as the game goes on. At least I finished ahead of the Saubers and the McLarens this time, but still behind Carlos Sainz, which isn't good. But as all of you may know at this point, the AI in quali are OP. But without further ado, let's get into the race and see what we can do.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. This was a circuit that I think in its inaugural race got off to a bit of a shaky start, but since then it's really drawn the fans in and become a very popular event. What do you think changed?
Well, this just goes to show the importance of fixing problems as and when you discover them. As a complete unknown quantity in 2014, the tyre choice was quite conservative, which didn't really allow much in terms of different strategy options. So it was pretty much as you were from lights to flag. But that was a great learning experience, and we came back the next year and had a really exciting Grand Prix, with battles for the podium going on all the way to the final lap. So hopefully we'll be treated to more of the same this year.
Well then, after an exciting qualifying session yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo and Massa, Stroll, Verstappen, Perez and Roman Grosjean, Hülkenberg, Palmer, Kevin Magnussen and Ocon, Sainz and Toro Rosso, Fernando Alonso and Stoffel van Dorn, Ericsson and Pascal Wehrlein completes the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here we are then on the grid for the Russian Grand Prix. Obviously Jeff doesn't want to say a word to me for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe he's not happy with me about my qualifying performance. Who knows? But there's the race strategy then. For some reason they underfueled me. I don't know if it's because of the race strategy program that I did. It seemed like we were going to have really good fuel around here. I don't know. But starting on supers and ending on ultras. So let's get this Grand Prix out of the way as we start the formation lap now. Hopefully we can have a good race here. I hope so. Anyway, because you know we've had some Grand Prix at the beginning of the season. Obviously Australia getting our first point finish ever in this series, and you know some of the race. I mean, I think it was the last Grand Prix that we didn't have a good race. We finished outside the points. I think it was. But you know, hopefully that won't continue. Hopefully we can get this consistency going now. But as we line up onto the grid now, lining up behind, I can't see who that is because of the sky thing. I think it's Ocon. Lining up behind the Force India now on my teammate. Here we are now lining up for 5 red lights as they come on now. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. It's lights out, and here we go here for the Russian Grand Prix. We got off to a relatively good start, I mean average at best. Now I came through this first corner very tentatively because, you know, as prior knowledge, the AI weren't very good around Russia, the first corner and the first lap on the last game, so I didn't know if they were the same on this game. But we dive it down the inside as they all go cautiously through the second corner. There's Williams from out of nowhere just gone off the track, but we have to run wide unfortunately because he compromised our line, and that let the Force India of Perez or Ocon, I can't tell. Preview screen is so small, but we managed to go down the inside of Stroll there, and now we're up into 11th. But unfortunately we ran wide on the next corner. Stroll managed to get back past us. We dive it down the inside of Stroll going to this first corner, but we've got Grosjean rejoining the track dangerously, and we've lost our front wing. I don't believe that. Why? I mean, that was such a dangerous way to re-enter the track as well. But as we come into the pit lane now to fix our broken front wing, and as Ocon for some reason joined me as well, I don't know whether he got caught up in it or not, I don't know. But he's coming into the pit lane now as well, so hasn't been best start to our Grand Prix. I think we're going to go on to a set of ultra softs. Obviously not to the end because they can't go 24 laps. So yeah, not the best way to start this Grand Prix. Obviously they're not getting the best exit either, because at this point I was quite frustrated with what happened. I wasn't really concentrating properly. So coming out of the pit lane now in stone dead last, miles behind the rest of the field. I mean, the leaders are coming through the second sector now, I think it is, yeah. And I've just exited the pit lane. So that shows how far away we are from everyone now. But as we now come around onto lap 10, I think this is, so, oh no, is it lap 16, I can't tell. We have a VSC because Daniel Ricciardo was out of the Grand Prix once again. This is like, he's got Max Verstappen luck from real life in my career mode. And I almost had to brake suddenly there because I almost got a penalty for that. But VSC ending and going back to the racing. As you can see here now, coming down here. Going to go past Daniel Ricciardo's stricken Red Bull. There it is on the right hand side, and unfortunately he's out of the Grand Prix. But here we are now coming around lap 12. We've again lost the back end and lost our front wing. You can see where this is going now, can't you, this Grand Prix? At this point I just couldn't bother, really. And as our teammate overtakes us, we get a race strategy thing there for super softs. I'm not really caring at this point, really. As Sainz overtakes us, we get a load of understeer, and we're in the pit lane once again. So yeah, not the best Grand Prix I've ever had in my life, to be honest. We've had Grosjean rejoin dangerously and take half of our front wing off, and then I put the power down too early and lose the back end and go straight into the wall. So yeah, not the best Grand Prix there, really. Well, not the best Grand Prix so far, really, I should say. But getting another front wing, I'm sure this is the last front wing I've got. I'm pretty sure Toro Rosso are running out of money at this point. As we get started once again, relatively better this time than what it was. But leaving the pit lane now, stone at last, once again. I like seeing that view around the Russian Grand Prix with no one around me. I'm almost getting lapped at this point. Like, the leaders are coming through the last corner, and I'm almost getting lapped. So, basically, moving on about 5 laps now. We've got 10 laps to go. I was basically just trundling around by myself, and I knew I wasn't going to catch anyone else. So, unfortunately, guys, I did get fed up, and I did simulate the rest of the session. I'm sorry, but let's see where we finished in the Grand Prix, and hopefully we gain some positions in the simulation, I hope.
So, another excellent win from Ferrari. And I have to wonder, Anthony Davidson, just what set them apart from the competition here.
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick, and then there's being quick lap after lap after lap. If you can do that, you can capitalise on other people's errors without making many of your own. And that's an approach that can push you a long way up the field.
And as we can see, it's time for the podium, and as the drivers make their way out, there's a familiar red suit making its way to the top step. Fantastic win for Ferrari. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, Pascal Wehrlein was, for me, head and shoulders above anyone else today. He was decisive with his passing, he was aggressive with his strategy, and he's done a great job coming through the field.
On to the constructors then. We saw a dip in form from the championship leaders today. Their lead has taken a significant blow. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. After all this drama, you'd be mad not to join us for the next race. We hope to see you then. Take care.
So as my point gets proven there, we didn't even gain a position during the simulation. So that would have just been pointless, me going around the rest of the race. As we go through the rivalry update now, we are obviously going to lose this at the minute. Well, no, actually we're drawing, to be fair. So that's surprising. I mean, I went quicker than Sainz somehow in the race, as the reputation levels take a huge plunge. I mean, I can see why, to be honest. But moving on now to the career score, hopefully. Want to do it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, just going through all that pointless stuff. Yeah, I should have skipped this, to be honest. But after this, I got a surprising thing come through. I had a classic event, and I decided to go with the McLaren one, the time attack. So for this, I will hand over to Crofty to introduce you to the event.
It's time for a well-deserved rest from the championship for a classic exhibition event today. It's winner takes all, so who will emerge on top in this unique challenge?
So basically in this event I just have to finish the race under 3 minutes 52, but for this I'm going to let you watch the entire replay by yourself without any commentary, and until next time I will see you all, goodbye.